Serhiy Bohachuk's mind was made up in February 2022. The junior middleweight contender considered it his duty to join his older brother, Vadim, and several of his close friends in the Ukrainian military. Bohachuk had an appointment 2 weeks later at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine to renew his work visa, which would have enabled him to return to the Los Angeles area and resume his promising boxing career. Russia had just invaded his homeland, however, and Ukrainian males ages 18 to 60 weren't allowed to leave the country. Bohachuk could have been excused from military service because he is a professional athlete, yet he is a fighter to his core and didn't want to leave when everyone and everything he loves were in danger. A close friend talked Bohachuk out of enlisting with him the next day because Bohachuk could do more good by returning to the United States, making money to send back home to his family and spreading the word among Americans about the atrocities of war. Those closest to Bohachuk wanted him to wear a Ukrainian flag before and after televised fights rather than covering his casket with one. Bohachuk, 27 at the time, took his friend's advice to heart. He also realized that if he left his family's home in Vinnytsia, there would be no one there to protect his mother, Valentina, and his fiancée, Irina, if Russian forces attacked his hometown. There were days when air raid sirens rang loudly 6 or 7 times, though an attack on a shopping mall was ultimately the only direct hit to Vinnytsia. So it was just me with my mother. I didn't want to leave my mother. We didn't know what would happen tomorrow. Maybe the war would start in my hometown. Who would take care of my mother, you know? It's a big responsibility for me. Who would make sure my mother is safe if I went? And my wife was with me. Those are the 2 people who I take care of. They're my responsibility. Bohachuk, 24-2, 23 KOs today is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The former WBC interim super welterweight champion is scheduled to fight England's Ishmael Davis 13-1, 6 KOs in the 12-round co-feature Saturday night before fellow Ukrainian Alexander Usyk 22-0, 14 KOs defends his WBA, WBC, WBO and IBO heavyweight titles against England's Tyson Fury, the 1st of January 34, 24 KOs in their 12-round rematch at Kingdom Arena, $39.99 on pay-per-view in the United States. Ukraine, where war continues to wage on nearly 3 years after Russia invaded it, consumes Bohachuk's thoughts every day though. I'm distraught when I think of how I can't help my family because I'm working here, concentrating on boxing, Bohachuk said. But this is where I can make money and send money to my family, support my family. I can't change the war, but I can do this to support my family. I hope soon I can bring my mother to the USA. I'm working for this because I have a daughter now, and my mother has not seen her. I want to get my mother a visa and have her come to the USA. Once his visa was approved by Ukraine's sports minister in the spring of 2022, Bohachuk spent 5 more months in his home country before he crossed the border into Poland. He changed hotels 10 times in 1 month while awaiting a meeting to have his visa issued at the inundated U.S. Embassy in Warsaw.